Someone looks at you and asks four simple words. How was your weekend? You know every single word, and yet nothing comes out.
Your mouth opens and it just stops. Your heart speeds up. And this little voice in your head says, "Why can't I answer? I know this English."
If that feeling is familiar to you, stay with us, because today we're going to show you something important.
You don't have an English problem. You have a speaking problem.
And here's the good news. A thinking problem can be fixed.
Welcome to Ignite English. I'm Avery.
And I'm Max. This is the show for people who understand English, but freeze when it's time to speak it.
You watch videos in English? You listen to podcasts like this one right now. You read. You understand almost everything.
So why does your mouth stop working at the worst possible moment?
That's the whole episode today. Why you freeze and exactly how to stop it.
5 simple tools at the end, so stay with us.
Max, let me start with something. I want every listener to hear this. If your mind goes blank when someone speaks English, you are not broken. You are not slow. You are not stupid.
This happens to almost everyone, even people who study for years.
Let me paint some pictures. Tell me if one of these is you. Picture number 1. You're at a job interview. You prepared for days. You know what you want to say. Then they ask, "Tell me about yourself." And your mind goes completely white.
Oh, that one hurts. Here's another. You're in a coffee shop. You just want a coffee, a simple coffee. But you practice the sentence 10 times in your head. Can I have a medium coffee, please? And when it's your turn, you just point at the menu.
Yes, the pointing. We've all done the pointing.
And there's a worse one. The phone call.
Oh no.
The phone call is the boss level. No face, no hands, no smiling. Just your voice and the silence.
One more. This one is emotional. You meet your partner's friends or your partner's family, and you really want them to like you. They ask you something kind, and you smile, and you nod, and you say almost nothing. And later in the car, you feel terrible because you have a personality. You're funny. You're warm. But they didn't get to seek it.
That's the real pain, isn't it? It's not about grammar. It's that people don't see the real you.
Exactly. And that's what we want to fix.
So here's a lie. Almost every learner believes it. The lie is, when I learn more words, I'll finally speak.
So you study more vocabulary, more grammar, more apps, more lessons, more YouTube videos.
And months later, you still freeze. Why?
Because understanding English and speaking English are two completely different skills.
Let me give my favorite example. Driving a car. You can watch 1,000 videos about driving. You can read the whole book. But until you sit behind the wheel, you will never feel like a driver.
And the first time you drive, you're nervous. Your hands are tight. You think about everything. But after a month, you drive and talk and drink your coffee. You don't even think about it.
Speaking English is exactly the same. You can't watch your way to fluency. You have to do the thing.
Okay, let's go deeper. Think about it like swimming. You can read every book about swimming. You can study the technique, understand every stroke. But the moment you actually get in the water, it's a completely different experience. Why does the brain actually freeze?
The water doesn't care what you know. It just asks, can you move? And the first time you swim, you swallow water. You kick wrong. You feel out of control. But nobody learns to swim from the side of the pool.
There are 3 big reasons. You cannot watch your way into the water. You have to jump. And here is the most important thing. The discomfort you feel when you speak imperfect English, that is the learning. That moment of reaching for a word, of pushing through, that is exactly how your brain builds the skill. Reason number 1.
Stop waiting for comfort. Start in the discomfort. That's where the real progress lives.
Fear.
But listen carefully. It's not fear of English. It's fear of looking bad.
Yes. You don't want anyone to think, oh, their English is weak. So your brain tries to protect you.
It becomes like a nervous bodyguard. It whispers, wait, don't say that. Think more. Find a better sentence first.
And while you wait, the moment passes. And silence wins.
Here's something I want people to really feel. Here's something fascinating from neuroscience. When you feel that freeze, your brain is actually triggering a mild stress response. The same ancient system that protected humans from real danger thousands of years ago. The fear is not a sign that you're bad at English.
But there's no danger in a conversation.
The fear is a sign that you care. Exactly, but your brain doesn't always know the difference. It sees social risk, the risk of looking bad, and treats it almost like a physical threat. Your body tenses, your thinking slows, your words disappear. You care how people see you.
So the freeze isn't really a language problem. It's a stress response. And the way you train that response is through small, repeated exposure. Every time you speak English and survive, even messily, even imperfectly, your brain registers, I spoke, I survived. The danger was not real. And slowly, the stress response gets smaller.
That's human, that's normal. That's why imperfect speaking is always better than perfect silence, not just for your English, but because of what it teaches your brain about safety.
But here's the track. When you protect your image, you stop speaking. And when you stop speaking, you never improve. So the fear protects you today, but it hurts you tomorrow.
And the people listening to you, they're not judging you. I promise. When someone speaks to me in their second language, I don't think their English is bad. I think, wow, they're brave.
That's the truth nobody tells you. People admire you for trying. They're not counting your mistakes.
Reason number 2, and this one is huge. Translation.
Let me show you what happens inside your head. Someone asks, "What do you do for work?" Now watch the machine start. Step 1. You hear the English. Step 2, you translate it into your language. Step 3, you build your answer in your language. Step 4, you translate it back into English. Then, finally, you speak.
That's 4 steps. For one small question. No wonder your brain feels slow and tired.
It's like running 4 programs at once. Of course it freezes. Your computer would freeze too.
And here's the thing about fluent speakers.
I want to share a story. I had a student who studied English for 7 years. 7 years of grammar, vocabulary, everything. She was dedicated. She was serious.
They skip all of that. 7 years. That's a real commitment. They don't translate.
It was, but she couldn't order food at a restaurant in English. After 7 years, she still pointed at the menu.
They connect English because all 7 years were passive. She was learning about English, not speaking it, directly to meaning.
Exactly. So we made a simple plan. Every single day, she would go somewhere and say just one sentence in English. One sentence. Order a coffee, ask for directions, anything. Let me explain that simply.
Just one sentence a day.
When you hear the word water, that's all. And within 2 months, she was having full conversations. All that knowledge from 7 years was still there. She just needed to open the door. And speaking was the key. A fluent speaker doesn't translate it. They just see water. They feel thirsty. The word goes straight to the meaning.
So how do you build that? You start small. You name things around you in English. Not the word for this in English is just chair, window, coffee, tired. Direct, no middle step.
The more you connect English to life,
instead of English to your language.
the faster your mouth becomes.
Reason number 3.
Here's a simple exercise you can try today, right after this episode. Look around the room you're in. Pick 5 objects near you. Say their names out loud in English. Not translated, just chair, table, window, light, cup.
Perfectionism. I'm a little tired. I'm comfortable. I feel hopeful.
This is the quiet killer. You are connecting English directly to real experience. No translation step in the middle. This is how the direct connection gets built. And you can do it alone, in your room in 5 minutes. It costs nothing. You tell yourself, I'll speak when I'm ready.
But here's the truth nobody says out loud. Nobody ever feels ready.
Not even native speakers.
Let me say that again. Native speakers are not perfect. I'm a native speaker. I make mistakes every single day. I start a sentence, and then I change it in the middle. I forget words. I say and like everyone.
So do I. Right now, in this episode, we're not perfect. We just keep talking.
That's the whole secret. That's the only difference. Fluent people make mistakes and keep going. Frozen people make one mistake and stop.
So let's change the goal.
I want to completely change how you think about mistakes. A mistake in English is not a failure. It is evidence that you tried. It is your brain collecting real data.
Your goal is not to speak perfectly. And your brain is incredibly good at learning from data. Every time you say something wrong and notice it, your brain adjusts for next time. It improves automatically, but only if you give it the chance to make the mistake in the first place. Your goal is keep the conversation alive.
If you never speak because you're afraid of mistakes, your brain never gets the data it needs. You simply cannot improve from silence.
A messy sentence that keeps going. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall dozens of times. Every single fall teaches their body something new. That's not failure. That's the process. That is exactly how skills are built. Beats a perfect sentence that never comes out.
Be brave enough to fall. That's what walking and speaking actually requires. Now let me show you exactly where the freeze is born. It's in the first 3 seconds. The 3 seconds after a question.
Someone asks, "Where are you from?" In those 3 seconds, your brain makes a choice.
Choice 1, just answer, simply. Choice 2, search for the perfect, beautiful sentence.
And most learners choose number 2.
Every time. And that's the trap.
Because the longer you search, the heavier your mouth becomes. 3 seconds turns into 5. 5 turns into 10.
And by then, the silence is so loud that you panic. And panic makes the freeze even worse.
So here's the new rule. In the first second, start making sound. Even small sound. Even, oh, good question. Just don't go silent.
Silence feeds the freeze. Sound breaks it. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's give people something to use today.
5 tools. Simple. Doable. Even for a beginner. Tool number 1. Smaller sentences.
Stop trying to sound smart. Smart sentences are slow. Simple sentences are fast.
Here's an example. Instead of, I would like to share my opinion regarding this matter, just say, I think it's good. Done.
Instead of, I had a very relaxing and enjoyable weekend with my family. Just say, it was nice. I stayed home. Perfect.
Small sentences come out fast, and fast is what kills the freeze.
Remember, you can always add more later. Start small, then grow. Tool number 2. And here's something interesting about small sentences. They actually invite the other person into the conversation. When you say one short, clear thing, you leave space for a response. The conversation becomes a back and forth. And when it's back and forth, the pressure on you gets smaller. You don't have to carry the whole conversation alone. Speak before you're ready.
Start small. Let them respond. Then add one more small thing. That's how real conversations actually work.
We call it the 1-second rule.
When someone asks you something, start talking in the first second. Not after you build the perfect answer. Before.
Even if it's messy. Even if it's wrong. Start.
Because here's what happens. Once your mouth is moving, your brain catches up. Movement first, perfection never.
Try it today. Someone asks how you are. Don't think, just go. I'm good. A little tired, but good. That's a win.
Tool number 3. And every small win like that builds something deeper. It builds the belief that you can do this. When you truly believe you can speak, your body relaxes. Your thoughts flow more freely. This one is my favorite.
Confidence is not a feeling you wait for. It's a result you create, one small action at a time.
Buy time in English.
Here's the problem. When you need a moment to think, you go silent, and silence feels scary.
So instead of silence, fill the space with small English phrases. Like, that's a good question. Let me think. Oh, interesting. Give me 1 second.
These phrases do 2 things. 1, they give you time to think. 2, they sound natural. Native speakers say them all the time.
So learn 5 of these phrases, memorize them, make them automatic. Now silence has a replacement.
This one tool can change everything. Tool number 4.
And once these phrases become automatic, you stop being afraid of questions. Because no matter what someone asks you, you have a bridge. You can always say, that's a good question, let me think. And that gives you exactly the time you need.
Preload your answers.
Think about it. People ask the same questions over and over. How are you? What do you do? Where are you from? What did you do this weekend?
You already know these are coming. So why build the answer fresh every time? Build it once. Practice it. Keep it ready.
It's like a chef. A good chef prepares before the rush. They don't start cutting vegetables when the order comes. Everything is ready.
So prepare your top 5 answers. Them out loud until they're easy. Then, when the question comes, no freeze.
This isn't cheating. This is what confident speakers do. Tool number 5.
Tonight, write down 3 questions someone might ask you this week. Maybe at work, maybe in a social situation. Write your answer in English. Keep it short. Practice it out loud 3 times.
5 minutes a day, out loud. 3 questions. 3 answers. Out loud. You'll walk into your next conversation already prepared. And that feeling of preparation, that is real confidence.
This is the one that builds everything. Alone in your room.
Describe your room. Describe your day. Describe what you'll eat tonight. Out loud, with your real mouth.
It feels strange at first. You might feel silly. That's completely normal.
But here's why it works. Speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth needs exercise, like a muscle.
A muscle you train every day. Doesn't freeze when it matters.
5 minutes. Another great practice. Record yourself, just 30 seconds on your phone. Talk about your day. Then listen back. Most people are genuinely surprised. They sound much better than they expected. That's it.
And recording yourself removes the fear of judgment completely. There's no one watching, no one grading you, just you practicing, just you getting stronger.
Not 5 hours. 5 minutes every day beats 2 hours once a week.
Small and daily. That's how confidence is built. So let's bring it all together.
Remember this. Your mind doesn't go blank because you're stupid. It doesn't go blank because your English is bad.
It goes blank because you're trying to do 5 things at once. Translate. Check grammar. Avoid mistakes. Sound perfect. And do it all in 3 seconds.
That's impossible. For anyone, even for me, in my own language.
The answer was never more vocabulary. The answer is more speaking.
Smaller sentences. The 1 second rule. Buy time in English. Preload your answers. 5 minutes a day.
And slowly, quietly, your confidence will grow. One conversation at a time.
You already understand English. We want to say one more thing before we close today. If you are listening to this episode in English and you are understanding what we're saying, that already proves something important. That's the hard part.
Your English is working. Right now, in this moment, you understood our stories. You understood the tools. You understood the ideas. That is not a struggling English speaker. That is you using English successfully.
And you've already done it. The only step left is to take that understanding and carry it out loud into the world.
Now, you just have to let the world hear you. Yes, it will feel uncomfortable, especially the first few times. But every single time you speak, even imperfectly, you are moving forward. Every single time.
This was Ignite English. There is no magic moment when it all suddenly becomes easy. There's just today's small step, and tomorrow's small step, and the consistency of showing up every single day.
And before you go, you already have everything you need. The knowledge is there. The words are there. Now it's time to let the world hear you. We have one question for you. One moment. One real situation where your mind goes completely blank in English.
Is it the interview? The coffee shop? The phone call? Meeting new people?
Write it in the comments. We read them, all of them. And honestly, your story might help someone who feels exactly the same way.
You're not alone in this. We'll see you in the next one.
Keep speaking, even when it's messy, especially when it's messy.
Every conversation you have, no matter how small, no matter how imperfect, is one more rep, one more step toward the speaker you're becoming.
We're proud of you for listening. We'll be here next time. Keep going.
Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and keep speaking. Imperfectly and beautifully.
We'll see you in the next episode of Ignite English. Take care of yourselves out there.